my lovely, wonderful people. Thank you so much for tuning in to Celebrity Click. And if you are new here, please feel very, very much welcomed, and your support means the whole world to me. So please remember to like this video, to share this video, and of course to subscribe to this channel and to leave a comment. So my loves, I came across this post on Twitter, and this post, my loves, has garnered 5 million views. So before we even continue, let me first read you this post, because my loves, I know you are already curious about what post could it be that garnered 5 million views. So the post is by Cohen, and it says that, in case you need a smile today, Princess Margaret didn't up and leave when she didn't get her way like Harry. She was an invaluable relationship for her sister and therefore the monarchy. What is this post even trying to say? What is Cohen trying to say here? That Princess Margaret didn't up and leave when she didn't get her way. This Cohen is someone who doesn't want what's good for Harry, because any person who loves Harry and any person who wants what's best for Prince Harry wouldn't dare say such a thing, because we already know and we all know what kind of life Princess Margaret led in the royal family. Princess Margaret lived a very pathetic life. Princess Margaret lived a very miserable life, a life full of misery, when he couldn't be able to marry the man he loved, town sped. And now Cohen is trying to say that Harry should have lived in misery. Harry should have chosen a life full of unhappiness, a life full of misery, a life so full of suffering. And of course, my loves, no single person who loves Harry would dare say such a thing. No single person who loves Harry would dare say that Harry should have stayed in the monarchy, that Harry should have chosen duty over love. So Cohen expects that Harry should have stayed and watched when the media bullied Meghan, that Harry should have stayed and watched his family suffer. And through that, Harry would have definitely suffered. So Cohen is trying to say that Harry should have chosen a life of misery, that Harry should have chosen duty over Meghan. But guess what? Harry didn't do that. Harry chose happiness, and Harry chose to protect his kids. Harry chose to protect Meghan over duty, because Harry knew what was best for him, what was best for his family, and that's why he left. Harry chose to leave so that he could find a place whereby his family would live a happily ever after life, where his family would feel protected and where he would be able to make sure that no one bullied his family. Because Cohen now is trying to pretend that Margaret led a very good life, and Margaret did a very good thing for choosing duty over love. Yet Margaret lived a very pathetic life. Margaret was an alcoholic. Margaret used to smoke. She abused substances until her death. She abused drugs, alcohol. She used to smoke until she died. She lived a very, very pathetic life. She lived a life full of misery, and no sane person would dare to wish such fate on anyone. And Cohen, by saying that Margaret didn't up and leave when she didn't get her way like Harry did, is just showing how hypocritical he is, because he already knows that, and I'm very sure that he knows Margaret didn't live a good life. Margaret didn't live a happy life. Margaret's life was so full of unhappiness and so full of misery. So why does he expect and why does he want Harry to have lived such a life? Why does he want Harry to have lived a life whereby he is controlled by the monarchy, whereby Harry is used by Charles, by William, by Camilla, by Kate as their scapegoats? But now, all the royal commentators, all the UK media, they are all so bitter because Harry chose to leave. They all didn't expect this. They expected that Harry would not protect Meghan. They expected that Harry would not live with Meghan, but Harry left with Meghan. Harry protected Meghan at all cost. Harry is a man who will do anything in his power to make sure that he has protected the woman that he loves, even if that means abandoning the monarchy, even if that means abandoning his duty as a senior member of the royal family, even if that means abandoning his duty as a working royal. And that just shows how a responsible man Harry is. Harry is not someone who expects to be controlled by the traditions of the monarchy. Harry is a person who chooses family and happiness over duty, and that's what every person should do. Happiness and your peace of mind should come before anything else. And Lee Cohen saying this is just proving what a hypocritical man he is, because why would you wish such a fate on another person? Why do you want Harry to have chosen a life that is full of misery? Why do you expect that Harry should have chosen to stay in the monarchy so that he can be controlled and to let all the other people, all the other royal family members step all over him however they want? But Harry made the best choice, and that choice was choosing to live. That choice was choosing happiness over misery. And people reacted to this post by Lee Cohen, and people were not happy by these remarks made by Lee Cohen, because what Lee Cohen is saying is actually so hypocritical. So one person actually said Princess Margaret drank and smoked herself to death. Another person said, since folks like you want to rewrite the history, this is a real picture of Princess Margaret before her death, 70 years old in a wheelchair. Pictures with her mother, who was 100 years old. She died just a month before her mother. These are the good royal values, and the good royal values in quotes, according to Lee Cohen. And if you see this picture just shows a person who has suffered her whole life, a person who has never lived a single day being happy, because Margaret suffered. Margaret regretted every decision that she made when she decided not to marry the love of his life, Townsend. And another person said Margaret wasn't treated horribly by the press for something she didn't do. Harry and Meghan are. Yes, the UK media found fault in and still finds fault in everything Meghan and Harry does. And back then the UK media scrutinized and traumatized Meghan, and Harry had to make this decision. Harry had to flee the UK so that he could protect Meghan from the UK media, because they bullied Meghan for things that Meghan didn't do. And another person said she was an alcoholic, a smoker, a cheater, and a bully. She had one of the most unhappy marriages in the royal history. She died earlier than her own mother. What an example to follow. Exactly. What an example to follow. Maybe Margaret was even depressed because for her to be an alcoholic and a smoker, she must have been really depressed. Margaret was the younger sister, and yet she died before Queen Elizabeth, and also she died before her mother because she drank herself to her own grave. And Lee Cohen, what are you trying to say by saying that Harry should have followed what Margaret did? So you are trying to tell us that Harry should have chosen duty over Meghan. Harry was not supposed to support Meghan when the UK media bullied her, or when the royal family couldn't offer her help when she had mental health issues. Is that what you are trying to say? Because this is just so bad. This is just so hypocritical. And if you are a good man, Lee Cohen, you wouldn't be wishing Margaret's fate on any other person, because Margaret's life is a life that no one deserves to live such a life. The life that Margaret led, no one deserves to live such a life, and definitely not Harry. Harry doesn't deserve to live such a life just because he feels that he is bound by duty, just because he feels that he has to follow the royals' traditions. But Harry did the best choice. Harry chose what was best for him, what was best for Meghan, and what was best for his family, and that was leaving the monarchy, and that was stepping back from being a senior member of the royal family. And that decision has proven to be the best decision that Harry has ever made, because Harry is very prosperous now in the United States, and Harry is having a good life in California. They are winning and they are leading a happy life in Montecito, California. My loves, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what are your thoughts about Lee Cohen making these remarks, and share those thoughts in the comment section. And please remember to like this video, to share this video, and of course to subscribe to this channel. Bye. I love you so much.